This is Torgy with Torgy's Traveling Barbecue. Thanks for stopping by.
So I know this isn't generally what I do, but I'm going to try it anyway. So you're asking, what do you got? Butter, heavy whipping cream, cream cheese, Parmesan, noodles, and chicken. What are you going to make? Well, I'll show you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to melt 2 sticks of butter in the pan. Okay, now that you got your butter melted, you're going to want to add in your heavy whipping cream. Now, I'm making a double batch, so I'm using 2 of everything. What you don't want to do here is heat your butter up so much that it starts to scorch and get all bubbly on the pan. Give it a little stir, get everything all combined, and let this heat up. Okay, so now that the heavy whipping cream is in the pan, the butter's in the pan, I'm starting to see just little whiffs of steam starting to come up out of the pan. I'm going to add in some white pepper. A little bit of this goes a long way, so it really doesn't take a whole lot. And the only reason why I use white pepper instead of regular pepper is because I don't like little flakes of black pepper floating around in a white sauce. It doesn't look right to me personally. You can use whatever you want to use, black pepper, white pepper, but remember, white pepper goes a long way for just a little bit, so it doesn't take much. Okay, so I'm going to add in some garlic powder into this. Generally I would use fresh garlic, but I don't have any on hand right now. Okay, now that I have the butter, the heavy whipping cream, white pepper, garlic powder, now I'm going to add in my cream cheese. I cut it up just to kind of make it easier. It softens quicker and it blends in to this mixture quicker instead of just having one big solid block. So I'm just going to kind of stir this in. It's going to melt down and we'll come back. Alright, so while we're waiting for the sauce to kind of blend together and for the cream cheese to melt down, what I've done here is I've taken the spine out of the chicken by cutting right down along both sides, which frees up the thighs and allows you to lay it flat. So what I'm just using here, just a little Italian out of a grinder. Some Lowry seasoning salt. I'm trying to take it easy on the salt because the Parmesan that I'm going to be using is quite salty to begin with, so I don't want to try to add in any more salt than I need to. Just some onion powder here. I kind of want the chicken to speak for itself, so I'm not trying to jazz it up too much. So we're going to take this out of the grill and we'll see you there. Okay, so we're out here at the grill. What I'm going to do is stick this whole bird on here, but I'm going to put it breast side down. Trying to keep, ouch, dang it, that was hotter than I thought it was going to be. Trying to keep the wings tucked underneath it and the legs halfway close together, so everything's nice and compact in there. I don't know how well you guys can see that on screen, but that's kind of how I'm doing it. What I'm looking for here is to get that skin to have a little bit of a crisp on it before I flip it over and actually really try to cook the actual chicken itself. Because I don't want to have like a slimy, or a, not slimy, but a rubbery skin, if you will. I'd like a crisper skin for the parts of the chicken that I'm going to use to actually have skin on. Okay, so I got the chicken on the grill. What I'm doing here is adding in the Parmesan. I'm using the flake Parmesan instead of the shredded. It seems to have less potato starch in it, and it melts down better than the shredded kind. Ultimately, the fresh, off the block shred would be ideal, but I don't feel like taking time to do that because it takes a while. So I'm just going to add this in, give it a few stirs, and let this kind of melt down a little bit, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so I just want to show a little bit of a warning here for you. It's not really a warning, just a, hey, this is what's going to happen. So, as you're cooking, don't be alarmed when you get something that my daughters say kind of looks like slime being made. So it's very thick, but it will thin out. As it heats and cooks, it will thin out. Trust me, I've done it before. It'll thin out. And that's my little helper there trying to help out. I have the chicken here on the grill, and you can tell that I have put probes in it so I can see where it's at for temperature wise. We all know 165 is about the right temperature to have it at. Right now, let's see here, the far thigh is about 112, the breast is about 108, and the thigh that is closest to me is 149. I just think I might have that in too deep somewhere. Not really liking where that's at anyways. No, 150 yet. So, and I'm not directly over the heat source. I'm offset of it a ways here, as you can see. So there's my chicken going away. So we're going to shut that back up and let it go for a little while longer. All right, so like I said, it does thin out. Hopefully you guys can see that. I can't tell if you can or not, but it's not so thick now. It's thinned out a considerable amount. I don't have any of the grease or oils from the cheese or the butter coming up along the sides. If you did, that just means that at some point in time it got too hot while everything was coming together. Not a big deal until you go to try to cool it or try to use it later. It makes it kind of hard to reheat, if you will. It seems to separate pretty bad if you've done that. Otherwise, it does okay though.
So what I went ahead and did here was chopped up all the chicken, pulled all the skin off first, put the noodles into the pan, dumped the chicken in. Let's see here. Then I went ahead and poured the sauce over the top of it, and I mixed it all up, got it over to the oven, went ahead and added some extra Parmesan shredded cheese on it, just to kind of help build a little bit of a crust while it was inside the oven cooking. I put it in at 400 degrees for, I don't remember how long now, but just until the top just got a little bit of a brown on it. And there it is. And special thanks to our neighbors that sent over some Scotch Roos. They were absolutely delicious. Thank you very much. This is Torgy with Torgy's Traveling Barbecue. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Any questions, comments, or concerns, put them in the comment section below. And also, as always, keep your lids down and let the smoke roll.